We'll follow this air hose to our intentions. And our intentions are to do a project that I have been wanting to do since we bought this place. Now, I did not build this deck. This deck was here, and I have been kind of working with what I had since. So what we've always wanted to do is in this corner, put this privacy wall up, and then this little short knee wall here at the end. But we've always wanted to put a small tin roof on this end, and then underneath in that corner want to build a corner bench that's going to wrap around the corner and make it wide enough to do kind of like a day bed thing. I do want to do a wide, comfortable bench that wraps the corner, and then Kim has gotten some of these cushions and different big throw pillows to put on it. So we're going to be doing that, and then it's all going to be covered with a just an open little roof. So the tin had to be custom ordered, so it is in the process, and we'll get here. And my intention is to have the framing finished by the time that happens. Now, I had to get under this deck on both sides. As I said, I did not build this deck. I think that if I had, I wouldn't have had to level it like I did all day yesterday. So I got under there with a hydraulic jack and some treated supports, and got it shored up, and it is now nice and level. Had to do it on these two front corners, and then that back corner over there, just beyond the dog. So that being done, then I had to let the whole thing kind of settle in. So now I can get in here, I can start laying out my supports and making my pattern for my little roof trusses. It's going to have about a 6-foot long roof from side to side here. So what I want to do is I want to match the roof pitch of this roof. I think you can, let me get over here and see just about what I've done there. That's about a 512, something like that. I want to match the pitch here, and it's going to have a 4-foot extension going off the backside over the tall wall. And it's going to come up, and it's going to have a 2-foot extension coming towards us. Kind of like a well roof, but just one side will be longer than the other. But yeah, it's something that we've wanted to do for quite some time. And now is a good time to do it. I have a few days off, Monday and Tuesday, for the holiday. So I'm going to get cracking. The church bells rang about a half an hour ago, and that signifies that it's okay to start making noise here on this Sunday. So we'll be taking shots of the work in progress, and show you guys what it looks like when it's all sewed up. Of course, that's going to be in about a week after the tin gets here. But yeah, we're eager to get this all done. So if you want to get it done, you got to get it started. We'll be back. Well, the tools of the trade are scattered throughout the job here, but I've made some pretty good headway. This is the second day of the job. So I have my bench frames finished, and had my computer volume up so I could hear if my buddy Chris chose to Skype me. I left him a message today that I would have Skype on, and lo and behold, he did. And it was through the hottest part of the day, so we sat there and chatted for probably over an hour, like we always do. We just find a lot of things to talk about. But you might know him as Chris B257, and yeah, he and I have struck up a friendship, and I really enjoy talking to the guy. Just very interesting to listen to him, and just a pleasant guy, and I'm sure most of you guys watch his channel. But yeah, I'm getting back at it, so I'm just starting to put the decking on the seats, and then we'll go up the back, obviously. But yeah, we're making great progress. And now, haven't done anything with the roof frame or anything yet, so this is going to look a lot different than what it looks like right now. But I just wanted to just do little step-by-step little video shots and show you the process. Okay, it's the end of a long, hot day, but I got the bench finished anyway. I still have work to do on the top. That's going to be like a windowsill that comes out, and that's going to all be a cased opening, basically to the gable end that I'm going to build. But I'm happy to get this part done because honestly, putting this bench in, and as solidly as I built it, it really locks that end wall and this side wall, locks them down pretty solid, and we got them plumbed up, so they're not going to move anymore. So yeah, Kim's already sat on it. So what do you think?
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It adds a lot to the porch, and it's going to be a nice little destination spot.
A destination spot. The pillows there are waiting. So yeah, we'll let this dry quite some time before we actually put a coat of paint on it, though. Got to do that.
And I'll clean up the floor. I'll probably repaint the floor.
Yeah, we'll repaint this whole area.
Yeah.
And the tin will be on, it's on special order. So we'll get that on, and we'll give you guys a look at the finished project. But yeah, glad this part's behind me. This was the real labor-intensive part of it. So, well, with having to get under this thing, the deck is leveled. You know, a lot of stuff that I didn't show was crawling in there with a jack and putting new supports under there. So, yeah. But trying to build something on something that is out of level or out of square, you know, if you've done that, it's a nightmare. So that had to be the start. So we'll come back when we've got a little bit more done. Thanks. Okay, here's the project this far along. And it's Sunday morning. The church bells haven't rang yet, but I don't care. Time's a wasting. I gotta make some noise, so I have been, not horribly. So I've got my my front support on, and I've got my my back one. I guess you can call those joists, but they're going to catch the bird's mouth of the little rafters I'm making. I'm just making little 3-piece trusses. Going to make 4 of them to support the tin roof. So we'll give you some shots of that as the project goes along. And I built this table to go there in the corner, and that's going to have to be painted. Of course, I'm casting a shadow on everything. Then I'm going to be casing all these 2x4s, like that beam right there, that support post. It's going to be cased 4 sides as well as the one over there. So just stuff to do. It's a nice day for it. Nice bright blue sky. We have had nothing but rain for this last week. That garden over there has been underwater a total of 3 times in the last 7 days. And it's doing fine. Everything is coming along nicely. You see the beans have climbed about 2/3 of the way up the trellis there, and we did a big pick of those bush beans yesterday. We probably picked 2 gallons of them, and there's still a lot of young ones on there. And the climbing beans, the pole beans, they're not in bloom yet. Good, because it gives us a little bit of a break. But everything's doing nicely. We got our corn knocked flat by the wind, so I don't know if you can see it, but we've got some posts and some strings just trying to keep it upright long enough to let those tassels, you know, drop their pollen, and hopefully we can get a good little harvest of corn out of that thing. But I think this is probably the last year that I'm going to be planting sweet corn in the garden. I was talking to Ron on the phone the other day, Ron of Wally's Place 66, and we both agree that corn being about 15 cents an ear, or sometimes a dime an ear, when it's in, you can get it locally. It just doesn't make sense to waste garden space and the frustration on it, because you have a small little patch of corn like that, and it's at the mercy of the wind. And I think every time we've planted corn, it's been knocked flat, and then we have to go do this prop thing. So we'll devote that garden space to something else next year. But anyway, folks, on with the project, and we will see you back. Alright, now I'm going to have to walk this ridge. Not. All before breakfast. Alright, now you can start to get an idea of what the little roof is going to look like. it's not a symmetrical roof. I mean, it's a 5/12 pitch, but I cut this end of it off, obviously, because I don't have enough deck. And I just wanted to put some shelter over that little seating area. So what I did is that little roof section, you see, I just built that as a unit in the shop, and then it's not very heavy, so Kim and I just walked it out here and put it up over that support beam in the front and just let the bird's mouth lock it in. And then I nailed it off. Now I just have to fill in between them with some intermediate trusses. I'm just going to run 4 trusses to support the tin, since the tin doesn't need a whole lot. Is that. Ready for 10.
That's a good sound.
Ready for 10 and some shade.
Here we go.
You can go and fill me out the window there of your studio.
Window of my studio. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you'd look down on me then.
Well, I might.
All me glory.
I'm getting some of this, but you're right. That might be a good vantage point.
Well, the church bells signify I'm ready for roof tin. Got my little purlin strips up. So, I ain't but 6 pieces of tin going to cover this thing, so it'll go pretty quick. And we ordered ridge cap, which they did not send with the order. Surprise, surprise with this outfit. So I expect we'll probably have the ridge cap on Monday, which means I won't put my ladder too far away. But it'll feel nice to get the tin up there, and the tin is going to be a brick red. I gotta get an extra angle. Well, I hope that ice cream truck doesn't get me in trouble with the YouTube copyrights. But I got the roof on, guys. And waiting for my ridge cap, and then I'm going to be casing that soffit in, putting the fascia board on, and then putting a trim on that fascia rafter right there. Make it all look nice and finished, so you won't see the ends of those 2x4s or those bird mouths. But yeah, that is, it's already in the shade, and that's what we wanted over there. Just a nice shady spot to sit out there and eat, or just sit. So far, so good. Well, I wish the day were sunny, but it isn't. But this is a couple of weeks later, and we have the project pretty much finished. Kim's been out here doing some painting, and just had fun with the colors on here. And it really, I think it dressed up the corner really nicely, and had some plantings done in the flower box down there. Let me come around here and show you. So yeah, it kind of frames the garden. If you notice, those beans have gotten up to the top of the trestle, and they're in blossom, so we'll be picking those. Little bush beans next to them have stopped producing, so we went and tilled them under. But yeah, we can just look over the garden or out at the feeders and just sit here and relax. And that little table I made goes right up to the corner right there and just kind of makes a lounge out of the whole thing. It's really comfortable. So yeah, we had fun with this, and as I said, we really needed to do something with this little section of the deck. It was kind of useless the way it was before, and always kind of wanted to do something like this out here since the first day we bought the place. So yeah, and as you hear, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the rain's starting to hit the tin, and under there is nice and dry. It's just a great little place to sit and relax and just enjoy the time. So that's it, and it was a fun little project, and I've been off YouTube for quite some time, and probably will start getting some other videos of other things put back up. But yeah, I wanted to get this project out of the way, and got the fascia and the little soffit all done. Got some brackets hung and cased those beams in with some cedar, and then Kim, like I said, has been out here with a paintbrush as the weather permitted, and it's coming together nicely. And worked on a little outdoor kitchen area here a little bit, so you know, that's gonna all tie together and make a nice little outdoor living space, as they call them these days. And it's got our little potted plants out there, one under the table, and that chicken and hens right there. So that's it for right now, folks. But we had a lot of fun with this project, and like I said, it's something we wanted to do for a long time. So like the way it turned out. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great Sunday.